goodness, wrestling fans. I don't know where to begin. I really don't. I don't know whether I should rank this Monday Night Raw as a good show, or I don't know if I should say this Raw absolutely just sucked. I don't. Because it had its good points, and it had its points of just... Why? Why? I mean, seriously. There were some points on this show that I was happy with. Absolutely happy with. Very glad they put it on there. And then there was the points on this show that I just thought, the sooner the rivalry ends and he gets off TV, the better Monday Night Raw will be. The sooner the Fox deal comes into effect and we can get the championship off Brock Lesnar, the better off Monday Night Raw will be. Honestly, that is what was in my mind tonight on Monday Night Raw. And we're going to go over the entire show, everything about Monday Night Raw tonight, live on the podcast. If you enjoy anything about this review, make sure you leave me a big thumbs up and a comment down below. And make sure you become a subscriber as well. Hit that square box down below also. It helps the channel. And go back and watch anything you missed. Tomorrow, I'll be going down to Memphis for SmackDown Live. Should be a good time. Should be a lot of fun. I'll be putting together an On the Road instead of a SmackDown review like I do every Monday and Tuesday nights that I do for you wrestling fans. Always have a Raw, always have a SmackDown. You're getting an On the Road instead. So, look forward to that. But before we get to that On the Road, we're going to dive into this Monday Night Raw review. WWE... The sooner we get the title off of Brock Lesnar, the better off Monday Night Raw is going to be. Put the title on somebody that can hold the title on Monday Night Raw each and every week. The sooner we put Brock Lesnar in a rivalry where it's not for a championship, where the rivalry is not him going around in the sympathetic fashion for the challenger, the better off Monday Night Raw will be. This rivalry between Brock Lesnar and Seth Rollins is nothing more than what we saw with Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns in WrestleMania 34. That's it. How can anybody like what we are seeing right now? You know, the only difference in what we are seeing now and what we saw in WrestleMania 34 is the approval rating, and the person that we are seeing now, and the challenger that we're seeing now, compared to the challenger we saw at WrestleMania 34. I don't care if we heard one more time in the crowd tonight in Little Rock, Arkansas. The approval rating is different. Nobody wants to see Brock Lesnar with the Universal Championship outside of this Fox deal where WWE has to have these big, huge names like Brock Lesnar, Randy Orton, The New Day, all this stuff as their main champions. There is no reason why Brock Lesnar should be carrying the Universal Championship right now. There is no reason why he should be in a Universal Championship rivalry right now. None. The segment that we saw tonight was absolutely disgusting. Every single aspect of it. I get what they're doing. It's building sympathy. Seth Rollins bleeding from the F5s onto the chairs. And then getting F5'd, being yanked out of the ambulance, being F5'd onto the stretcher. I get it. We all get it, WWE. But enough is enough. Nobody wants to see this garbage. Get Brock Lesnar on something else. Done. Moving on. One good thing that happened tonight, now that I'm off my high horse, is the gauntlet match. I'm just going to say the gauntlet match was one good thing that happened on. Some people might say that it wasn't. I think it was. You know, the gauntlet match was a very good thing that happened tonight. Number one, we saw a lot of wrestling. And I know that's one thing that people always enjoy. The wrestling fans always enjoy is a lot of wrestling. Now, I would have done it a little bit differently. I would have had, Ricochet run all through the gauntlet and put Rey Mysterio last. That would have been a very good matchup for them to go last. WWE didn't do that because Vince McMahon always has to have heel versus babyface. But when you really look at it, you look at who they're trying to push, or at least who Paul Heyman, rumored-wise, thinks should be pushed, and that is Ricochet. Well, what better way to push Ricochet than have him run all through the gauntlet and then face AJ Styles at SummerSlam? Even if he loses to AJ Styles at SummerSlam, that would be a big Barry Horowitz pat on the back by running through the gauntlet. I think that would have been great. Instead, they have him come out last, and he beats Andrade. Didn't make a whole lot of sense to me, but whatever. Instead, Mysterio looked really good here, and honestly, what I would like to see out of all this, and I said this on Facebook, if you all keep up with me on Facebook, I always comment throughout the show on Facebook and sometimes on Twitter as well. Cesaro and Rey Mysterio, make that a rivalry. I'd love to see some action between them on Monday Night Raw and on pay-per-views. Plus, it'd probably be some good storytelling there if you put some promos and Rey Mysterio and Cesaro attacking each other in the backstage area. Do some stuff like that between them. Good mid-card matchup for the pay-per-view. The 24/7 Championship. Now, WWE. Let me tell you. I, for one, when I saw this package at the very beginning of Raw, thought, it's amazing. It's amazing how the times have changed in the world of professional wrestling or sports entertainment. Because, you know, the WWE and the WWE Championship or the Intercontinental Championship, whatever title it is, you know, it was absolutely correct. That first thing is absolutely correct. Used to be prestigious. The lineage. How hard the person worked. That's the way television came off. Think of it. Bret Hart. Macho Man Randy Savage. Whether you watch WWE or WCW. Ric Flair. Numerous. Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. Mr. Perfect. All of them. Even the tag teams. You just think about it. The Brain Busters. Numerous of tag teams and numerous of champions. The Hardy Boys. Dudley Boys. Could list numerous. All those champions, they all seemed prestigious, and the lineage of their championship title reigns is just untouchable. No matter if it's on WCW television or WWE. Look at the era you are most familiar with or you grew up watching, and those champions, untouchable, because that lineage is awesome. And then you look at this era with the 24/7 championship, and you know what you see? Exactly what that said. Silliness and unimportant. That is what the 24/7 championship is, and that is what the majority of the titles in WWE stand for. Outside of maybe the WWE Championship, or when AJ Styles or somebody like that is holding on to whatever title is around their championship, around their waist. Seriously. That is pretty much what that first segment stated. And that is sad. And the fact that Maria Kanellis is the new 24/7 champion. You know, my mom was sitting on the couch across from me, and her words spoke volume tonight. And she never watches wrestling. And honestly, it makes me embarrassed to sit here and watch wrestling every Monday and Tuesday night. It spoke volume. Stupid. She said stupid, and I'm surprised she sat here for another 15 minutes and watched it before she said, well, I have sat through enough of this, as much of this as I can. I'm going to watch something else. And she walked off. Now, wrestling fans, WWE needs to make their championships more important. And they should not start off the 24/7 start off Raw or SmackDown with the 24/7 championship. I mean, that's just period. Period, bar none. End of story. Now, I like what they did with the Raw Tag Team Championships. And that was put it on the club, or the OC, or whatever you want to call them. Now, the reason why I like it is because it enhances what AJ Styles and Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson are doing right now. And if they keep the title on AJ Styles after SummerSlam, hey, looks good. Looks good for them. If they don't, then this means nothing. It really does. It means nothing. Okay? So, if I was WWE, I'd keep the title on AJ Styles past SummerSlam to enhance what they did with the Tag Team Championships. But my guess is this was just there to... My guess is, if... I don't know what they're going to do with this, but my guess is they could very well take titles off the club at SummerSlam because the Usos were the ones that got pinned. Keep that in mind. Becky Lynch beat Alexa Bliss and Nikki tonight, and honestly, I do not care. I do not. It's setting up a submission match at Toronto, and honestly, look, Becky Lynch, it would not surprise me if she got booed at SummerSlam because of the loyalty Canadians have in their hometown or home country wrestlers. It wouldn't surprise me a bit if Natalya got the cheer at SummerSlam. I have to wait and see what happens. But Becky Lynch will go over at SummerSlam. She's not losing to Natalya, especially if they make it a submission match. I really had no interest of Becky Lynch taking on Alexa and Nikki Cross. I even got up and went and did something else during this match, to be perfectly honest. Samoa Joe and Roman Reigns. This was simply there to make Cedric Alexander look great. Honestly, to make Cedric Alexander look great. And honestly, I like how they've been using him so far in most of these segments. And that's not to wrestle. I mean, really, it's not to wrestle a whole lot. He's been out there to come to the aid of Roman Reigns. He's been out there to come to the aid of Roman Reigns and do all these stunts and that kind of stuff. Yes, he's had his matches with Drew McIntyre, but outside of that, he's been helping Roman Reigns in different scenarios, and I like what he's been doing. Now, sooner rather than later, he needs to start having matches and put what he's been doing in these stunts into a wrestling matchup. But as of right now, I applaud what WWE's been doing with it. And, keep up the good work with Cedric Alexander. I mean, that's just all I gotta say. And other than that, they made Samoa Joe once again look like a blithering idiot. I don't know if you all noticed this, but Samoa Joe once again looked stupid tonight. The Usos and Roman Reigns were inside the squared circle alone when Samoa Joe came into the ring by himself. Drew McIntyre, I do believe, was getting knocked off the ropes. And Samoa Joe comes in alone to beat up 3 men. And Cedric Alexander comes in as well. And you honestly think Samoa Joe's going to get beat? Is going to beat up these guys by himself? Give me a break. So once again, Samoa Joe comes out. He talks. We go through all that stuff. And he looks like an idiot again. He looks... I wish they treat him better. That's all I can say. I wish they did. But WWE, I highly doubt, is ever going to do that. Samoa Joe, for his main roster, as of right now, is going down as the Samoan loser of the WWE. And other than that, the Viking Raiders squashed 2 losers. But that's your Monday Night Raw review. If you liked anything about this, leave me a big thumbs up and leave me a comment down below. And until I see you again, this is Webby, and I'll catch you on the other side. Talk to you later.